It's an honour to stand here today as your deputy leader and look out at so many inspiring women. And let's face it, sometimes it's tiring being a woman in this world, especially under a Tory government. But that is why it falls upon us to continue the work of the last Labour government, standing side by side so that all of us succeed in battling inequality together. I want to start today with a story. Picture the scene. A baby boy is born, destined for Eton or Harrow or Winchester. Then PPE at Oxford. When he walks into the Houses of Parliament, he feels no imposter syndrome, only the feeling that he's home. He's exactly where he should be. He doesn't struggle to make his voice heard, no hesitation to steal a well-made point and call it his own. On the other side of the country, a girl is growing up on a council estate in poverty, taught that women do certain things and men do others, to put everyone else first, overlooked, undervalued, underestimated. She'll never walk in the corridors of Westminster. It's not the place for her. Only that's not what happens. She joins a union. She learns the power of workers coming together to fight for more. A Labour government introduces the minimum wage. She can afford more than one meal a day. A Labour government builds council houses. She gets the keys to her first home to stability. A Labour government introduces the Equal Pay Act. She gets a pay rise, enough so that she can save. And Conference, a Labour government, builds a Sure Start centre at the end of her road, where she learns to be a good mum. She meets other young mums and finds the power in each other. And in the end, that girl goes from her council estate to the parliamentary estate. Conference, like so many of us in this room today, I wouldn't be standing here today without a Labour government. Labour is the party of equality, of the Equality Act, of equal pay, and of Sure Start. I'm proud to say that in the Labour Party today, we have more women MPs than men. And with Rachel's eyes fixed on being the first woman Chancellor, we're turning the tide of history. But Conference, the battle isn't won. There still aren't enough women around the table. It's not enough for us to cling onto our seats and celebrate the fight it took us to get there. You only need to look at the horrific acts of powerful men abusing young women and hiding in plain sight. This is why the next Labour government will fight for every girl in this country to have a bright future, to stand up for every woman, and to break the class ceiling and the glass ceiling. Conference, our New Deal for Working People will make work more family friendly, crack down on unfair pay and improve access to justice for those discriminated against at work. And as I was pleased to announce today, Labour will properly tackle sexual harassment at work. A shocking 2/3 of young women have been sexually harassed at work. This must change. That's why the next Labour government will amend the Equalities Act to introduce a legal duty for employers to take all reasonable steps to stop sexual harassment before it starts. But that's not all. We will make misogyny a hate crime. We'll toughen sentences for perpetrators of rape and stalking and halve the level of violence against women and girls. Women suffering the awful symptoms of menopause at work will get the support that they deserve. We will empower women entrepreneurs. And we'll tackle the crisis in women's health by training 7,500 more doctors and 10,000 more nurses and midwives each year. Conference, when it comes to building a better future for women, we won't just talk the talk, we'll walk the walk. Because our lives, our careers, our futures depend on it. We can't continue down the path that we're on. Women unsafe on Britain's streets. 2/3 of us harassed in our workplace. We must get into government and build on the legacy of the last Labour government. We must get into government and continue the fight for equality. And Conference, Labour must get into government to give that young girl living in poverty her future back.